one done, I would make you as a co-host so that I can share your screen and then share with us what you have. All right, so thank you guys for joining the meeting today. This is one of the many series of webinars we'll be doing going forward by Deseret School of Design and stakeholders within the built and natural environment to give us more education on certain key knowledge that we need to have as building engineers and those in architectural engineering and construction industry. And so in today's webinar, we have ADO1, Madam Mary Afasi, who is going to take us through fire and safety regulations in building design. She's going to discuss with us some of the things that we need to learn and understand when designing buildings. We do often have a lot of buildings that are put up, and whilst they were being designed, there were no considerations for fire safety. And so she's here to educate us. So Madam Mary, I'll make you a co-host and then you can present to us what you have here. Okay, kindly check if you have the option to share your screen.
Is it working?
Yes, we can see the screen here.
Okay, thank you. Okay, good evening to us all. As I was introduced, I am ADO1 Mary Afasi. I work with Ghana National Fire Service, Eastern Command. That means I'm at Eastern Region. So today, we'll be talking about fire safety regulations in building designs. So if you can see my screen, I don't know what is happening to my screen though. So if you can see my, can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, please, we can.
Thank you. So today the objectives for this presentation or this study is to help to assess that when in designing fire or in designing your buildings, you integrate fire safety in the early designs, both passive and active in your design, to ensure that plans are reviewed and approved by the Ghana National Fire Service before permits, and to provide means of escape, fire compartmentation, detective or detection systems, and emergency lighting and access for firefighting. Then fire certificates are required for regulated premises before occupancy. So that's generally what we'll be talking about today. So I will start by presenting why it is important for us to gain. So in September 1997, a law was passed. That was legal instrument, LI 1724. That was accepted by Parliament. It's called Ghana National Fire Service Act 537. So in that act, it gives any fire officer permission to enter your apartment or your building to conduct fire inspections or safety inspections, to provide educations and everything. So with that act, if you fail to comply by those things, you'll be sanctioned by the law, because it is an act that has been accepted by the government or by Parliament. So in that act, it's established Ghana National Fire Service, or provide them with effective fire protection and management services across the whole of Ghana. And it requires that all commercials, all public occupancy, schools, hotels, offices, commercial buildings, private buildings, all of them, you require a fire certificate and permit. And the certificate is yearly renewal, both new and old. That fire officers should vet your building plans and provide building permits before you can go on with your building. Yeah. Then means of escape. So mostly, I believe I'm speaking to engineers and developers, people who design. Mostly, when we talk about means of escape, it's talking about spacing or allowing space on corridors in a room, the number of people that are allowed to access a room or occupy a room, to provide enough spacing on staircases, lighting and signage, that when we enter your building, we should see the exits, whether it's minimum of 2 for each building. The exit sign, there should be clear escape, nothing that blocks the path when there is an emergency or when people are moving. They should not collide with each other. So some of the signs are what I put up here: fire escape routes, keep clear at all times, and exit clear or big corridor. Then we also normally look for assembly points, that in case of emergency, where people can assemble themselves and they will be counting. We also go on to talk about alarms and detections. So as engineers, mostly we see that for initial stage to suppress or to fight fire, you need an auto fire detection, audible and visual alarms. Example of the auto fire detections that are heat sensors, smoke sensors, flammable, or anything that is visually detected by humans, that they can press or alert people when they see fire at any floor or at any angle in the house, be it house, hospital, public places. The first person to detect the fire should be the first person who sounds the alarm, so that there will be no panicking. Let's talk about the audios and visual alarms. Like this one, it looks like a siren bell. Yes, this one's, when you press them, it makes noise. So this is an example of smoke detectors and heat detectors. We have different types of heat detectors. Mostly it's advised to use smoke detectors, because some of the heat detectors, when the temperature in the room changes, it can trigger alarm, which gives false alarm. But using a smoke detector, which only detects or which only make the noise when it perceives smokes. As designers, one of the most important thing I would advise is suppression systems.
I need to remember to study too. I agreed and hung up.
Suppression systems like sprinklers, like fire hydrants, fire extinguishers. This is actually not this is a hose, but what I wanted to put there is hose, real hose. It is one circle with holes around it with nozzles that can give out, I think, 20 liters of water at a time, normally placed on a large scale so that it can suppress fire. So let's talk about the sprinklers. Because you people are designers and you use Rivet, Auto Rivet, and other apps, it is encouraged that we design these suppression systems within your plans and insist that it should be approved, especially for commercial, hospitals, institutionals, especially even home, that we should use that one so that it will help to prevent or to suppress fire at its initial stage. It's advised that any house gets a fire hydrant that is outside where it must be clear at a point that it will be accessible by fire personnel whenever they are attending to fire, that there should be nothing blocking it, like containers or stores or kiosks or small passage. There should be nothing blocking it. It should be clear so that they can be accessible. We also encourage that there should be fire extinguishers, at least 2 in every house, every home, depending on the extent of build or the magnitude of the building you are designing. It's advised that you use sprinklers. Sprinklers is highly advised in big buildings. And fire detections like alarm systems, but fire extinguishers, as it serves as the initial or emergency attack for fire. It's advised that every house, every office should get a fire extinguisher, at least 2, one for class A and the other for other kitchen. Example, CO2 and dry powder. So for the portable extinguishers, they are very small, but they have been specified for particular fires. So maybe next time that I want to talk about fire extinguishers, I'll go there, then I will explain more about how fire starts, what we need to attack, what we need to use to attack at the initial stage. Okay. So we are talking about the passive fire protection. So this is hose, real hose. This, beside the fire exit sign, that is hose, real hose. It's normally covered in a glass. And that it is advised that as you design your buildings or you use your Rivet to design for people as engineers, you use good fire-rated windows, doors, walls that serves or block fire for spreading. Then we talk about compartmentation. So this is partition buildings into fire manageable zones and contain smokes, places where heat or smoke can be contained, and smoke control. This is where you create barriers and vents to direct or limit the travel of toxic flames from one area of the building to the other. So I don't know if you can see this picture clear.
Yeah, we can.
No, yeah. It shows how the compartmentation, it shows some of it, how it should be compacted, so that in case there is fire at one room, it doesn't spread to the other easily. Because actually fire consists of 3 things. That is the heat, the fuel, and then oxygen. So the more air enters and the more free air in a building, the more fire travels fast. Yes, that is it. So let's talk about the process of fire certification. After you have submitted your engineering plans as an architect, you are supposed to send those drawings to Ghana National Fire Service, to their regional head office or their district head office, which is then viewed and processed to their national headquarters. And there will be a field inspection that will be conducted. So a team of fire officers will visit your site or wherever you want to put up that building. Then they will come for inspections, check whether the place that you are about to put up your building, it will be advisable or it will be good for us. Then they will categorize the building into risk levels. So we have lower levels, we have medium risks, and we have high risks. So this risk level helps us to know how many people or how many occupants should be in a room or in a house or in an apartment, so that in case there is fire in that particular apartment, the fire officers already know that in this school, we have almost 400 people. Then after you meet the requirements, a fire certificate is issued. After you meet the requirements, the fire certificate is issued, which is valid for only 1 year and must be renewed every year or yearly or annually. So the fire certificate is not forever. Only fire permits is for when you are to build, you are starting your building. But even that one, if the plan changes, you are supposed to go for a new fire permit. So fire permit is forever, but immediately the plan changes or there is a change of plan, you go for a new fire permit. But fire certificate is not forever, it's yearly. If you pay for it this year, next year, you are supposed to go and renew it, because it helps in taking insurance, especially if your building has been insured. It helps in claiming your insurance. Then let's talk about the enforcement and the compliance. So with the LI 1724, it is mandatory for all houses, all buildings in Ghana as a nation, to have a fire certificate, a fire extinguisher, a fire permit, whether it's for school, whether it's for housing or residential, commercial, institutional, it's for health service, education. All buildings needs to get a fire certificate and a fire extinguisher. Needs to meet the means of escape. They needs to meet the risk assessment levels. All buildings in Ghana now needs this. If you don't have any fire officer that enters your house, can issue a complaint against you that your house is not up to standard, and legal actions can be taken against you. Now, the fire service has taken it upon ourselves to do intensive education, to educate the general public about the importance of getting a fire certificate, the importance of obtaining a fire permit, and the importance of having extinguishers in your apartment or in your workplace. So there are penalties attached to this, of which I don't want to talk plenty about it, but there are penalties attached to this if you don't meet the recommendations, or if you come for a permit and you change it to do something else. Because I think with each permit that you bring, depending on the plan you have, it attracts a fee. So you can draw some small 2-bedroom with everything, then it attracts a fee. Later we see that you have built a 3-bedroom house. That plan has not been given the permit, so you have to change it. Then the penalty goes on. When you default, you know plenty about it. So one thing that is mostly advisable is that in a house or in an institution, after you have finished with the drawings, you advise that they go for fire drills or fire training. They call a fire safety officer or fire officer to come and train the occupancy of the house on how to attack fire at the initial stage, how to react when they see fire, and make sure that that fire personnel gives you the proper documentations so that you can issue claims whenever a misfortune or something happens. Because it has come to our notice that a lot of people don't renew from Ghana National Fire Service. They print the certificate, the old certificate, change the date and make their own corrections. When something happens, you find yourself at the bad side. And we are talking about maintenance of building and maintenance log, especially the alarm systems and the sprinklers, which is advised for huge buildings, the sprinklers. We are advising that there should be maintenance on them frequently to prevent any technical failure, because there have been instances we've been to fire scene where the people will tell you that we have fire alarm system, and you will check and the alarm system is not working, and they will lose their things and they will say, oh, it was working. So you call for expertise to check on your alarm systems, your sprinklers, your extinguishers, which is supposed to be changed. Extinguishers supposed to be changed and maintained. An extinguisher cannot stay for more than 1 year. You bring it for servicing so that it will help you in times when you find yourself in need. I'm not here to talk about what is fire or how fire starts in a building. I'm here to discuss with you so that you understand that it is very important to attain a fire certificate. It is very important to apply or to comply with the LI 1724, which gives fire service the mandate or the opportunity to enter your apartment or your building or your schools or your homes to conduct a safety or fire safety inspections without them being arrested by the police, and to help us to integrate fire safety in early designs, both passive, that means both in the walls, at the doors, at the window level,
Studio.
and
I think
active,
check the table.
that means using of sprinklers,
Not a reception.
heat systems, and alarm systems, smoke detectors, to ensure that all plans are being reviewed and approved by Ghana National Fire Service before permits. To also ensure that we provide and we understand the means of escape, where there will be exit signs, there will be entry signs, there will be signage for people to know where to be, at what time to be when there are emergencies. I'm also here to explain to you that fire certificates are very important and are required for regulated premises before occupancy. So I'm changing my screen so that I can see, so that if there is any question or any this one, then we can take it from there. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Madam Mary. I personally have a lot of questions written here for you. So
where would I go?
I think you can. Okay. So I'll take you off and then share. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, ADO, Madam Mary. I have some questions. So if you have any questions, you could. Okay, Mr. Kofi, kindly ask a question.
Please, I just wanted to know how the certificate, the fire certificate, what are the price range depending on the kind of building that you have?
Madam Mary, we can't hear you. Your microphone is on.
Okay. So thank you, Mr. Kofi. It depends. I can't really give a range. It depends. It depends on the kind of building. So for that one, I can't really give a range.
I think what I could.
The reason why I'm saying that is that we want to also encourage our client to also go for a fire certificate. So sometimes we want to we want to give them the price range so that they prepare themselves before they come.
So, Madam Mary, see that. So today I spoke with someone about it. I think for the renewal, no. So it says 1,003, 650 for this one is a 3-bedroom one, but it's a renewal 650. That's what the guy said. You see, so I wanted to really ask you, what is the proper way? Should we call any fire service person, and then I think Madam is. A moment, guys. Let me call it.
Okay.
Okay. Is it that is the right way to go to the office? Okay, and then I'm sure. I think they told me it depends on the plan of your building, so there's no a fixed price. What's the right way? Can we talk to you? Can we talk to any fire service person, or we should go straight to the office and let them give us an invoice based on our plan?
I advise that you go straight to the offices. We have safety officers who do inspections, who go around, but I advise that you go to the office for transparency, and you take the invoice, and they will issue a receipt which has Ghana National Fire Service. Yeah, that is the correct way. But yeah, that is all.
Okay, so it depends on the plan that you have.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, Mr. Kofi. So you go to the closest Ghana service. Tomorrow I plan to go to the place as well.
Okay.
Okay, so I wanted to ask what will warrant. Oh, sorry, the Madam is off again. A moment as she gets back. Madam Mary, you left, oh. Hello? Yeah. Or maybe it's a camera that went off. Okay. Please let us hear you, Madam Mary. Okay, please can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. I wanted to know under what conditions will somebody's permit be refused? That we can't give you a fire certificate until you fix these things.
Or fire permits.
Yeah, permit, okay.
So mostly, it depends on the means of escape. If you don't meet the requirements, your permits will be refused. Yeah, mostly is the means of escape.
Okay.
Because someone will say, oh, let me bring it in. Oh, wait, yeah, me dying, I'm a say missing. Wait, I credit pen, I'm a say, when I'm back to me once, I mean, I'm a. But when we look at the plan, it's in case of emergency, we check the number of people that will occupy that building. We check in case of emergency. We always think in case of emergency. So then we look at those plans and then we reject some permits.
Okay.
Aside that, it's okay.
Okay. So, Mr. Cornelius say, do you need certification to refill extinguishers at a premises when they expire?
No.
Okay.
No, please.
Okay. So for a typical 2-bedroom house with active firefighting using fire extinguishers, for a typical 2-bedroom house with active firefighting using fire extinguishers and smoke detectors, do I need to apply? How long does the process take from application for fire safety certification?
Okay, so I'll answer the first one. With everything intact, does he still need to apply for a fire certificate?
Yeah.
Yes. It's very, very necessary. Fire certificate is very important. Hence, we passed that law that LI, that every house needs it. Even a house needs an extinguisher or fire permit and fire certificate. Whether you have sprinklers, all the signage, everything, you still need fire. You still need fire extinguishers. And the second question was what, sir?
How long does it take to get a certification?
So in Ghana National Fire Service, it is only the chief fire officer who signs fire certificate.
Okay.
Unlike permits, that anybody can sign a permit for you. It's only the chief fire officer who signs the certificate, or only the chief fire officer. Mostly only the chief fire officer.
Is it of the region or of the country?
No, the chief fire officer is of the country.
Okay.
The RFO is of the region. So permits are given by the RFOs. By the certifications is being given only by the chief fire officer.
Okay.
Okay.
So it means how long it will take depends on how fast the officer signs or something. So there's no guarantee
How fast
period. Okay.
Do your safety for you.
Okay, so I think the other guy was promising me, he wasn't too sure, but he was saying 3 weeks, 4 weeks, but he was not sure. Okay, who is responsible for enforcement?
The Ghana National Fire Service. So we are responsible for enforcement.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because I'm surprised that you said even in our homes we should have fire certificate.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know if there are any further questions by anyone. Yeah, Mr. Felix.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, please. I would like to ask, when she was talking about the extinguishers, that they need to be changed annually, whether she means 12 months or by the end of a calendar year.
Oh, okay.
Let's say I'm insured by October or somewhere around September. Is it that the following year, January, I have to, or is a 12-month period?
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Felix. No, every 12 months. You know, the extinguishers, if they are kept, some people will say, oh, for the past 2 years, nothing like fire happened in my house. We didn't use it. So the extinguisher is intact. But some of the extinguishers, they kick. Okay, the dry powders and the other hand. And even, you know, the CO2, it uses gas. So the gas or the pressure might go down. That you and I, or you cannot check it. So you need a service provider to come and work on it, to check on it, whether it has gone, the pressure and everything. Okay. So I always advise that when you have an extinguisher, and you've not used it, and Brother Mr. Met will testify of this, I ask that you conduct fire training in your house, that your family will use that extinguisher to conduct a fire exercise, because we have realized that the adults do not really care about fire safety. They care more about their security more than their safety. I always tell people that when fire gets into your house, it doesn't choose. Fire will not choose whether to attack your TV or your small child. Fire consumes everything on its way. But if an armed robber enters your house, if you choose what it wants to take, and take what he or she wants, and leave the rest for you. So I always say that safety should be our first and most paramount in everything. So it's better you train your kids, you let them to know what they should do in case of fire. Especially, we all know that smoke is denser than air. During a fire or a smoke detection, we cannot walk through the smoke to the door. So you have to call for service providers to train your family how to crawl on the ground, what to do when fire hits your house, so that you and your family will be on the safer side.
Do we have to pay for that training, the drill?
So education is free.
Okay.
Fire education is free,
Okay.
but fire training, yes, you have to pay.
Hey, what's the difference?
So fire education is where I come to educate you on fire, everything about fire.
Okay.
But training is where I teach you the steps to take, how to escape,
The demonstrations.
how to fight how to fight the fire.
Okay.
So that one there is not free, but fire education is free.
Okay. So if I get to you, if we need all of these things, the best way is to go straight to the nearest fire service to have it addressed.
Yes, please.
Okay. So there are some few more questions. Somebody made a comment that there are so many landlords who are very ignorant on compliance. Now, somebody says, I already have extinguishers in my house without permit and certificates. How about that? Is it illegal?
It's not illegal. I feel you are taking a step to protect yourself and your property. But in case of any emergency,
Okay.
without the fire certificate, you can't make any claim.
So if your house burns, you can't make a claim because you don't have a certificate.
Yes.
Okay. Does a building plan determine whether you get a permit or a certificate? And between the two, which is best?
So a permit is given before you start the actual building.
It was down
So
there.
mostly a permit is given before you start the
Okay.
actual building, and a certificate is given after you are done with the building. So that's the two,
Okay.
the difference between a permit and a certificate.
Okay.
A permit is before the building, and a certificate is after the building.
Okay. Okay. Our fire alarm rings for a while and then stops, even when nothing is happening. What could be the reason? And is this something dangerous?
Yes, it's very dangerous. When you get used to the noise that it makes for some time, when something serious happens, you would presume that it's normal. So this is what. So we have different types. We have heat sensors and smoke sensors, or heat detectors and smoke sensors. As I was speaking, I was trying to talk about the heat small. So there are some auto heat sensors. What they do is when they sense the slightest change in climate, they start to trigger, to make noise that they have sensed change. So be it your room is hot, or there are a lot of people or pressure in your room, it will sense. So if you buy, so when you are going to buy, you have to check. There are two types. There are ones that sense, and the smoke detectors, they detect only smoke. But the heat sensors, immediately there is change in the atmosphere or where the room, then it starts to trigger.
Which is
So
best?
I think that one is a heat sensor, not a smoke detector or
Which
something.
which one is best? Or is there a particular place that requires each one to be used?
Yes. Yes, it is advisable to use smoke. For me and for developers and engineers like this, I mostly advise that you install sprinklers
Okay,
for
instead of the
the people you
detectors.
work with.
Okay.
Because sprinklers, even though does not detect immediately, does not detect the fire at an early stage, immediately it starts sprinkling, it suppress the fire. Wherever it starts, you know the water will come out and be doing its work. So before the experts comes in, your property, some of them might have been saved. But it is good. So when we are going for checkups, we check whether you have fire extinguisher, alarm system, your signage, your means of escape.
Okay, thank you. After acquiring the certificate, do I need to renew every year? Yes, please. She has answered that already. How long is this certificate valid before I need to do it again? Or is it a one time? It's not one time, it's annually. What is the difference between smoke detector and heat detector? I think you mentioned it. And where is it used? So is it that one is preferred or based on the kind of the situation, the other has to be used?
Based on the activity that goes on in a building.
Okay.
Okay. Based on activity that goes on in a building. You know, a kitchen sometimes have smoke coming in and out, you see. So it's if you use a smoke detector in a kitchen where it is very close to the cylinder or the burner,
Okay.
it will be triggering every now and then.
Okay.
But you have a place that you are supposed to put it so that in case there is a heat, that one will call for it.
Okay.
And
So we'll take two more questions, then we'll call it a night. In applying for the certificate, do you require a copy of approved drawings from the district assembly, or you can apply with a copy of drawings not yet approved by the district assembly?
you know, every district assembly needs to have a fire safety officer
Okay.
in their district assembly so that we work in hands. So that before your plan will be sent for approval, it should pass through the fire safety officer before they approve it.
Okay.
But sometimes, mostly they say we don't have officers for fire officers. We don't, so how we stay. So, but you have to bring it for fire, yes, before they approve it.
Okay. So if I have a permit already, that is to build, and then I want the certificate, the drawing, the plan, no? Do I have to bring can I just bring only the plan, or I have to bring the whole document that the assembly, I give to the assembly, or just the building plan?
Bring the documents. We will take what we need and give you what we don't need.
Okay, so last question. I think the person is, what is the difference between the work of the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, and the Ghana National Service?
So EPA is environmental protection.
Okay.
So our work is to prevent, to speak about fire to every living soul in Ghana have understood and complies with fire safety and fire precaution. Our work to educate the public. Our work is to fight and to rescue, to fight fires at initial stage, at the growth stage. Our work, if our main work is to prevent it, but if we can't prevent it, we fight it.
Okay.
And so the EPA is different organization.
Okay.
We don't go in the lines of EPA. Just that it's also about environmental protection, and fire is about safety.
Okay.
Individual property. We protect properties and lives.
Okay.
That is what fire service do.
All right.
Properties and lives.
And on a side note, is it true that when people come, most times there's no water in your car?
It is never true. So this is what I tell people. As fire officers, we don't have gun. We don't have anything we use in protecting ourselves. Nothing. And fire is our weapon. And water is our weapon. Yes. Water is our weapon. When there is a mob attack on us, we use water to fight.
Oh,
So imagine when I come to a place and there is no water in my vehicle, how do I protect myself? That is the only thing we tell people.
okay.
Water is our weapon. We are not scared of water. We are not scared of fire. We sometimes joke around that there is no fireman who would go to hell because we are living in the fire already here whilst we work. Do you understand? So water is our weapon. That is the only thing we use to protect ourselves. Be it anyhow. So we don't joke with our water. Even sports appliances at the stations still contain water. So that in case of emergency, in case of mob attacks, we use that to fight. Because we don't have any weapon.
All right.
So water is our weapon.
All right. Thank you very much, ADO1 Mary Afasi, for this insightful webinar. We are so much grateful for your time. I think the guys they are clapping for you. We hope to have you again. So we'll plan to see how deep we can go into this, and somewhere within the year have you again on this webinar. Thank you so much for your time. We are so grateful, and God richly bless you. All right, guys.
Thank you very much for having me.
And
Thank
you know,
very much.
this
I'm
is
very
also the
grateful.
first webinar in this series we are having for the year.
Yeah.
And so we are
Okay.
really grateful to have you. Thank you. I can't express my thanks enough. We are very, very grateful. So this has been
Thank you.
recorded. We'll send you a recorded version as well, and all those that are registered for the webinar. All right, guys.
Thank you
Good
very
night
much.
to everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good night.
You too.